So, justice for Mohbad is back once again. This time around, it is hot. Like the fire coming out of it is extreme. I know many people already gave up. They gave up. And I knew that this was not going to end. In fact, I'm looking at it and I'm kind of seeing it as something that's going to be on fire till the end, till judgment is served. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, more has started tumbling out. More has started tumbling out. Private investigators, people who want to vet, verify, and all of that. People, they expected, they were hoping that Mohbad's former record label was, because if you look at it, what are the things that are tied to Mohbad and why? Who are the people who are going to benefit from his demise? Is it just an accident? Is it something orchestrated somehow by certain people? Is it, no, people pointed fingers to that person. Could it be the people who gave the father 2 million naira, Davido's camp, Cubana chief priest, and could it be this, could it be that? But then, if you've been on this platform and you've been flowing with this justice for Mohbad all this while, you realize that there are a lot of factors, personal, that's from Mohbad himself. Parents, probably you ask yourself, did they try their best? What are the errors they made? And also, Cynthia Association, a lot of things that we all looked into here and there. But all of a sudden, certain information started dropping on our desk. And it got a lot of people wondering, what exactly is this? I want you to be prepared for this roller coaster. This is explosive. This is deep, explosive. Like, you're about to hear, you're about to see. You're about to see the unbelievable. Obviously, Naira Marley was just being careful. Very careful. He's aware. He knows. He has certain videos, clips that many people are not privy to. Not some chopped 3-second video, 2-second video to manipulate the audience, manipulate justice seekers. No, there are certain videos that he has, certain information, shockers, unbelievable. Life is deep. It is deep. The thing is this, and I will keep repeating it. Make sure nobody unalives you. You have to wake up. Do not later, when you do not have the opportunity to even regret. Because you have to be alive to regret. Let's get right into it. Like and share. Tap on the subscribe button.
Maybe not. I still understand. Because Mogboti, Dr. Kemiloroyo only, she should plead to manslaughter.
Ó ti late already.
No, kò tiẹ̀ late.
Níjọ́ tó bá jẹ́wọ́ gbogbo abiyamọ àgbáyé a máa túrò lẹ̀ fún ni. Tí àṣírí bá tú.
Ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ gbọ́ tọ̀rọ̀, ẹni tó bá jẹ́wọ́ máa túrò lẹ̀ fún. Tó bá yẹ pé àdúrà àti ìdàrúṣà wà involved tí Mohbad dẹ̀ sọ pé bóun ṣe fẹ́ nǹkan kóun ṣe nǹkan nìyẹn. At the end of the day, fojú ara yín wò, ń wo Wùnmí. Sọ ẹni tó tẹ̀gẹ̀ lọ́mọ lórí tó ń bọ̀ tà sọ pé òun ò tí ì gbowó lọ́wọ́ Wùnmí o.
Olówó dẹ̀ tí ì dalẹ̀ ọ̀bùyọ̀mí. Olówó tí ì dalẹ̀ o. Ó ní pọ̀ tó òun lè wá dalẹ̀ ẹ̀ sí.
Tó bá jẹ́ pé ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Mohbad ọwọ́ Wùnmí nìkan ló ti wá. Totally. How did Adura got involved and he's been play role to play? That yeah, Lemamu now. Yeah, Mohbad Lemamu. So how do you want to blame Wùnmí for that? Eko picture yín pé ẹ̀yin ni ìyá Mohbad.
Èmi kọ́.
Mo ní kẹ́ picture ọ̀rọ̀ là ń sọ nbí.
Ó yé mi ọ̀bùyọ̀mí, ó yé mi mo kàn tún fẹ́ reject ẹ.
Ẹ má ṣàyè dá padà bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Ẹ kàn sọ fún pé Because gbogbo n ta sọ yìí kò ń ṣe problem whatever it is it's a straightforward case. Nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ sí boy yẹn nulẹ̀ as a result of domestic violence. Let's the law take its course. Ibi tó ti jẹ́ pé èèyàn kan kó sí àwọn tó wà nulẹ̀ lórí. Ẹni tí mo bá di pé lọ́rẹ̀ wọ́n accept. Ẹni tó pé lọ́nkù ó accept.
Idiot tó sá lọ UK yẹn náà a máa sọ yábàyàbá lọ́hùn ọlọ́gbó ẹ jẹ́ kí n ṣàdákẹ́.
Ẹ ní láti kó ọ̀rọ̀ tí Wùmí sọ dànù. Ó ní tó bá jẹ́ pé poison ló máa padà hàn nínú toxicology yẹn. Ó ní ṣe mọ̀ pé àdúrà ló dáná láti. And at the end of the day nígbà tó máa kọ family toxicology ìyẹn náà gbẹ́bù jáde ni. Ó ṣe kí ni ó gbẹ́bù jáde. Reason tí ó fi gbé ẹbù jáde tí ti gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì kọ́kọ́ rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé tẹ bá wo róòlù tí yá yẹn play ó mọ̀dí tó ṣe lọ takú sí Wùmí yẹn lọ́rùn. Ó ti ń bọ́ sí pé pàmí sílé wá pàmí síta. Wọ́n rìn tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ó forí ṣánlẹ̀. Bàbá ń ṣagídí lọ. Ó wá ní at a point wọ́n pe bàbá pé agídí tó ń ṣe bàbá yìí. Tó mọ̀ pé ohun tó ń bá lọ yìí toxicology tí wọ́n ló fẹ́ lọ dá ṣe ti family private tó fẹ́ ṣe. Ṣé mọ̀ pé tó bá jáde tó bá sọ pé poison ló pa ọmọ ẹ̀. Ṣé mọ̀ pé àdúrà ló fún ló ṣe oúnjẹ tó jẹ last. Ṣé mọ̀
nǹkan tí ẹ ló kọ́ sọ ọ́ lè rí nǹkan kan.
Ẹ ti gbọ́rọ̀ ẹ má target bẹ́ẹ̀. Lẹ́yìn tíjọba àwọn ti rin irin tí wọ́n ti block ti ìjọba pé ẹ má lọ ṣe nǹkan kan. Ìyá yẹn ó wà pẹ̀lú Wùmí. Nísìn ìgbà tó máa gbéra padà bàbá sì ń takú lọ́sẹ̀ òun fẹ́ mọ ikú tó pọ̀ mọ́ òun. Wùmí dẹ̀ ń sọ fún yín pé ìgbà tó dé stage kan láàrin bàbá yẹn ó ti béèrè fún private autopsy. Don't be surprised it is at that point ní kọ́ọ̀lù tí Wùmí sọ yẹn. Ipe wọ́n wá pe bàbá yẹn pé ìyá ẹ̀ wá pé bàbá Mohbad gbọ́rọ̀ mi dáadáa o. Autopsy tẹ́ ń tẹ̀sọ̀ wọ́n tẹ fẹ́ ṣe. Tí result yẹn bá jáde ṣé wọn kò lè mú poison tó bá dẹ̀ mú poison wá. Ṣé mọ̀ pé àdúrà ló ṣe oúnjẹ tí Mohbad jẹ last ṣé mọ̀ túmọ̀ ẹ̀. Ó ní bàbá yẹn ní tó bá jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ wá bá mi ká mọ bá ṣe máa yí ilé orí Wùmí dẹ̀ lóhun ní evidence yẹn lọ́wọ́ ẹ dẹ̀ ṣe ń pariwo Naira Marley. Kò ṣe pé ó sọ nínú chat kò ṣe AIU TV station ó sọ ṣúdè evidence yẹn wà nílẹ̀. So now the question is this: what role did Adura play? Why did Iya Mohbad choose to stand behind a woman? Tó ń ju nǹkan sórí rẹ̀, but unfortunately àṣé kò ṣe Wùmí nìkan ló ju nǹkan sójú olórí. Àṣé ẹ̀jẹ̀ Mohbad gangan which is even a taboo tó jẹ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n fún Mohbad òun náà ju nǹkan síbẹ̀. So that is where you will see the synergy pé ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Mohbad gangan kò kọjá àárín Wùmí àti àdúrà tàbí dàróṣà or even dàróṣà. That is why the blessing was also kept there to play a part. Tọ́lá wọn yẹn wọ́n mọ̀ pé láyé báwo làwọn ṣe fẹ́ ṣe. For blessing to play that role mo fi Ọlọ́run bá búra tí ò bá ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ẹ̀jẹ̀ Mohbad blessing ò lè fi rẹ̀ sílẹ̀ kó ẹ̀jẹ̀ kó mọ ohun tó mìn ṣá ẹ kàn fojú wo fídíò pé ẹ ń rí i pé wọ́n ju nǹkan sínú ojú olórí ẹ mọ ohun tó mìn lẹ̀ Yorùbá ṣá ọmọ 27-year-old lórí ilẹ̀ tó ti filẹ̀ fún church ilẹ̀ yẹn ó ti di àkàntì because ìjọ ọlọ́fẹ́ fi kọ́ wọ́n fẹ́ fi gbé Ọlọ́run ga ni ẹ wá sọ bẹ̀yẹn di ojúbọ tẹ́ǹdì ògùn sí tẹ́ǹdì ògùn ẹ̀sìn kí ló ní tẹ́ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. So the question you all should be asking, that's why I'm saying that whatever the case may be, Naira Marley, if he wants to prove to the world, it's not just by granting interview and sitting before camera. Ẹni ó ti guess ó ti sign ẹ̀rí ó love ẹ̀ ó ti ṣẹ́ nìyẹn ó tojú ẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ ó fẹ́ lọ. But now ó ti wá yí nǹkan ẹ̀ ó yí ikú ẹ̀ lé lórí tó bá fẹ́ wọ́ra ẹ̀ mọ́ káwọn yẹn lè wò báyìí pé this guy is not just weak he meant it because ó ní level tó máa wá justice fún Mohbad. tó bá jẹ́ pé lọ́wọ́ ń bẹ̀ ni àwọn tó bá jẹ́ pé àwọn tó wà ní Mohbad yẹn wọ́n á mọ evidence jáde against ẹ̀. Ìbọn tó bá gbéra ní level kan when he has no hand in it kò sí nǹkan táwọn ẹ fẹ́ mú jáde against ẹ̀. So ìwọ̀n làwọn ìṣe sọ pé he is still playing to the gallery ó fẹ́ yọra ẹnìkan and at the end of the day a rí pé kí ọlọ́pàá kó tẹ́lẹ̀ pursue àwọn tó wà nílé yẹn including the spending wọ́n máa fọwọ́ ra wọn lórí and that's why we need a very strong protest on the 11th and maybe on the 12th of September tó máa jẹ́ kí àwọn ọlọ́pàá tí àmì fẹ́ lọ kojú wọn l'Abuja kọ́ lè ṣiṣẹ́ ibi iṣẹ́ because the presidency will have to say you have to do this case properly now because wọ́n á bèrè pé kí la àwọn people yìí ń jáde fún kí ló fẹ́ gan àwọn nǹkan tá a wá fẹ́ ìgangan sí will now make the demand and the president will say ohun tó bèrè fún yẹn that is what you should go and do whoever is involved mo ti pa láṣẹ tẹ́lẹ̀ àwọn tó bá wà involved dey lẹ̀ I don't care who they are get them all and let them pay for the crime they committed so àwọn tó bá gba life imprisonment so tí ẹ bá dẹ̀ máa gbà kámú kárí ẹ tádùúrò bá lọ́wọ́ bẹ̀ àmọ́ tó bá yẹ pé ó ń fi ọmọ ẹ ó ń fàdúrà bẹ́ẹ̀ pé ẹ bá mi ṣe tádùúrò dẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ mbẹ̀ he will come out plain but tó bá lọ́wọ́ mbẹ̀ gbogbo èmi lórísun ẹ̀ nǹkan tí bàbá yìí ṣe kò mọ ohun tó ń ṣe èmi mọ ọkọ bẹ́ẹ̀ èmi lórísun ẹ̀ ọmọkùnrin méjì gbogbo yẹn ò kàn wá. We need the truth and we need justice for Mohbad. Mohbad fún ẹ gangan ló ń béèrè fún justice òun ló ṣe ń da anybody láàmú kéèyàn kan máa bòbó yín pé ẹ̀yin public lè ẹ̀ wá kiri kan kẹjẹ kan lọ sí Mohbad gbọ́ òfẹ́ kọ́ sí òun Mohbad fún rẹ̀ ló ń kọ́kọ́ ń jà òun ló ń dẹni tó bá lè dà láàmú gbogbo ẹni tó bá rí pé inú ẹ̀ mọ́ ó ń lọ sábà wọn dẹ̀ jà fún mi ẹ dìde fún mi mi lè jà fún la báyìí lẹ́gbọ̀n tí ẹ gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀.
May God bless you for that word. Ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn nìyẹn o. Ọlọ́run. Ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn nìyẹn.
I rest my case now.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Chief.
Yeah, good morning. Sorry. Good day, everyone. I just wanted to add to what Mr. Yomi said. He said the last thing he said about Mohbad fighting for himself. I listened to a voice note I think last night, where Mohbad was being interviewed. I think it's a two-faced voice note. I really wish that you guys can get that voice note and everybody listen to it, especially Mr. Yomi. I want you to listen to that.
I have played it, sir. Chief,
all of them?
I have played it. Maybe I will still play it again.
Did you listen to the parts that he was kind of talking about what happened to him in the Malian's house, where people were beating him with stick? Yeah,
there are 10 people. That was 10 people that.
And Naramali was right there watching. Did you hear that part? That Naramali was right there watching.
Yes, sir.
I heard it, and I think Naramali echoed the same sentiment.
Okay, I just want to be sure that you guys have listened to that. And the second thing I wanted to point out is that the CCTV camera that Mr. Yomi uncovered a long time ago, that's the CCTV camera, not in the house, but in front of the house. Every CCTV camera, that's in front of the neighbor's house. Now, every CCTV camera facing your house, because I watched the video that Mr. Yomi presented that day, you can see the proximity of the house. Okay, that CCTV camera is able to capture at least 360 degrees around that neighborhood or that street. Okay, so that being said, that CCTV camera has a time stamp. What a time stamp is it records exactly what time, what date anybody makes any movement across that road. Okay? Mm-hmm. That CCTV camera would have uncovered everybody that went in and out of Mohbad's house at that particular time.
Even the neighbor told me the things that they said, some things under the camera.
It will capture the voice too. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because I have that in front of my house. And anybody that passes the front of my house, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 neighbors around me. It captures everything that goes on around it. When they come home, I know. What they say, I know. I hear it in the CCTV camera. So it captures everything in and out. And it gives the time and date. Okay? That being said, the neighbor himself admitted to Mr. Yomi, only for that same neighbor to come back and just change the story after a day or two. You see, we say that there are forces behind this, behind all those things. Who are those forces? Who are those people? If it's the group chat, why is that part not being read out? Because that's a very important part. That part could have uncovered everything that happened. All the doubt about whether there was a nurse or no nurse, that will have uncovered it. The people in the car, the driver, the time Mama Mohbad, the day and time Baba Mohbad or Mama Mohbad came to the house, that would have uncovered it. You know? So mine is this. Mr. Yomi said something, and Mr. Espander also elaborated on it. When you are solving a murder case, you completely remove sentiments.
Exactly.
Anybody can be guilty. Anybody. Because when I use the word prime means the people that were on ground, the people that were there at that time, they are all prime suspects. They may not be the perpetrator of the crime, but for being there at that time, they are prime suspects. That CCTV camera will have uncovered all these things. But who is that person that went after that neighbor to stop that CCTV camera? And like Mr. Yomi said, that is the work for the police. So please, Mr. Yomi, I know you are going back into the case fully. I know you have a list of things you have written down, but you have not added that CCTV camera in front of the neighbor's house. Please include it in part of the work you are going to do going forward, because that is very, very important. Even the 3 seconds video, you know, they may turn it to hearsay. He say, she say, but they cannot turn that CCTV camera, that recording, into hearsay. And it's an admissible evidence in the court. And Mr. Yomi has been saying something. Say, for this case to gain ground again with the authorities in Nigeria, there must be new evidence that counters that of the coroner's finding. It is only that CCTV camera in front of that house, because the one in the house obviously has been removed. But the one in front of the house was still present when Mr. Yomi went there. And he showed us with his phone, he showed a recording where the particular position of that CCTV camera and how it faced Mohbad's house. Okay? So please, I just want to urge you to include that as part of the work you'll be doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Basically, another thing,
God bless you, Chief.
Two are very important. They were making us believe that Mohbad having mental issue was as a result of him taking substance in Naramali's house. That was part of its stuff. Mohbad ti ronú ipe sorry, that ironu o stress ti Naramali fún ló ń jẹ́ kó máa ronú, kó ń jẹ́ kó máa ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Meanwhile, kò tí ní problem pẹ̀lú manager, kò tí lóun fẹ́ lọ, ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní that mental issue. tí Naira Marley ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí take care bóyá ẹ̀ tí get wo narration Naira Marley ẹ̀ bóyá ìṣàlàyé kìíní ẹ̀ lọ. The mental health issue which was of a concern ó strange sí gbogbo wọn ló ń gbàgbé lyrics ó ń gbàgbé kìíní kan wọ́n dẹ̀ gbé lọ hospital nígbà tó yá wọn náà parents ẹ̀ fẹ́ wá mú lọ Naira Marley is still trying to protect him pé ẹ má jẹ́ kí bọ̀bọ̀ yìí ohun ọmọ tó ń ṣe o ẹ má lọ máa yẹ kó máa lọ mú snap ẹ bó ṣe ń ṣe ẹ wà sure pé ibi tẹ́fẹ́ lọ mú tọ́jú pé ṣe máa protect ẹ security ẹ brand ẹ tí understand even at that ó wà stable he sat with Naira Marley ó wà nílé pẹ̀lú wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ that means he's having that serious mental problem based on something tí a lè jọ explain. But he went for scan. He wasn't going for therapy. They went to do scan for him. Aribugo video. Aribugo receipt boy call or told you kilo shame boy. Maybe wow to film wa be yen. Ton ti fẹ́ máa ṣe kó kúrò lọ́dọ̀ Naira Marley. Wọ́n ti ń mú lọ bò mí. Ó ti lọ ń fa nǹkan bò mí tí wọ́n mọ̀ kó ti ń fa nǹkan. Ó ti yẹ kọ́ mọ̀ sọ. Ṣé ti understand?
Yes, sir.
So it's so important for us to understand that the whole issue tó fẹ́ yẹ kó yí wa pé ó ronú ni ló fi affect mentally wọ́n ti pass ayé he wasn't having problem or any mental issue at the point tó yí wa Naira Marley even gbà tí kíní ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó ti wà ní kò ń ṣe gbígbà tó fi lébẹ̀ nílẹ̀ ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní mental problem torí pé wọ́n nà káàkiri ní ti fẹ́ tọ́ra sọ nìyẹn wọ́n jẹ́ kó yí wa pé ìrònú tó fi affect ẹ̀ mentally òun ni pé torí pé ó ti fi Marley House sílẹ̀ ó ti lọ dá lébẹ̀ tiẹ̀ sílẹ̀ wọ́n nà káàkiri as at that time ẹ rí i pé kò tí sọ̀rọ̀ pé wọ́n nà ọ́n búlì ń bẹ̀ rárá bóyá ẹ feel me host.
Yes, ó yé mi sir, Uncle Yomi, ó yé mi.
He was still with Malians, still very much okay with them. Ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní mental problem yẹn, but they were pushing it.
Yomi, ẹ̀dẹ̀ má gbàgbé pé wọ́n ní Wùnmí máa ń fi kinní sínú Indomie fún ní Malians.
Èmi ò fẹ́ mo máa yọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ kúrò mo sọ pé drug pé wọ́n ti tọwọ́ bọ̀ lọ́pọ̀lọ́ ọ̀bọ yẹn. Ẹ mọ̀ pé combination ìrònú kurube àti hard drugs ọlọ́run ẹ̀kọ́ oríyọ lè máa fò gànà èèyàn lè sùn lẹ̀ báyìí kí brain ẹ̀ máa fò kó máa fò kéèké.
Uncle Yomi PDM ti sọ̀rọ̀ ṣé ká sáré bọ́ sà.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Including myself, very dark man. I say why? All right, so as you say, Naira Marley don't drop inside of his story with a lot of evidence and timestamps. Some of the things he said in the video I already knew. Some of them came as a shock to me. Now, I read the comment on YouTube. A lot of people are talking in his favor. I went on TikTok. A lot of people were talking in Naira Marley's favor. I went on Facebook. A lot of people were talking in his favor, which is good. But that's by the way. I'll come back to Naira Marley later. But that's by the way. Now, let's go back again. And this time, Baba Mohbad. When Mohbad died, a lot of people bashed Baba Mohbad because he was buried too quick. They say, why would Baba Mohbad bury Mohbad too quick, including myself, very dark man? I say, why this man rush bury this boy? This boy is not a Muslim. This boy is a superstar. He deserves a befitting burial where a lot of stars, a lot of celebrities will attend. Why did they rush to bury Mohbad? Then the question became crazier, and the hate of Baba Mohbad became crazier the day when they go exhume Mohbad body, when they don't see fresh blood. People holla, say, they buried Mohbad alive. Look at fresh blood. They buried this boy alive. Oh, Baba Mohbad is jealous of Mohbad. He wanted Mohbad's property. He wants Mohbad's royalty. Oh, he has always been envious of his son. A lot of people said those things. I said my own. A lot of people said a lot of things about Mohbad. But guess what? The 2 million naira that DMW gave them is what they used to bury Mohbad. Do you know how crazy that is? The 2 million naira where DMW give them, now they used to bury Mohbad. Now let's go back again. But when Mohbad said he came to Mohbad's house on that day, when they say Mohbad don't buy, he see Mohbad lifeless on the ground. They'd already embalmed him with a lot of strangers in his house, including a lawyer and an alpha, with a lot of people in his house. And that was when 3 stood up and came to meet him and said he has 2 million naira for him. And it was that 2 million that he used in burying Mohbad. And let me tell you how crazy how this is. These same people that gave him that money where they used to bury her are the same people that also joined forces to push for the investigation that made them exhume Mohbad's body. People were paid for burial, but the same people were told me they remove her from ground. All of this because Baba Mohbad didn't have a voice. What is the voice? Money. Money. Everybody Baba Mohbad met in the house, all the strangers, they had money than him. They pushed him. And guess what? The man didn't know what to do. The mortuary, there was no proper documentation. He could not keep him there. He could not keep the body on the ground. Boom! 2 million naira came. What do I do? They quickly buried the boy. But when everybody was bashing the man, all of them kept quiet. All of them kept quiet. If Baba Mohbad had the voice, which is money, and he came back to the house and met all those strangers with the dead body of his son and a lawyer, everybody for the Ongo station. But let's leave that. The craziest part still remains. Same person, same people that gave 2 million naira where they used bury this boy. A big WhatsApp group where make them come out the boy body. All of these because they want to fight an enemy. You see, I really wish the police can start this case again. But the police cannot do anything. You know why? The people involved in all of this evil, they are very influential, connected. I won't say very influential. Some of them look influential, but they are not. They are just pretty much connected to one of these corrupt policemen that will help them cover it up no matter what. But if they really want justice for this boy, they will arrest everybody. Everybody again. Everybody again. Well, Baba Mohbad, from my side, I'm sorry about everything I ever said against you. I was just being an investigative person. I didn't know what happened to your boy. I was just trying to add 2 + 2 together because nobody said what happened to Mohbad. You know, we only found out, they only gave us a story after like 1 year. Nobody said this is what happened to Mohbad. We were all distracted. I apologize on behalf of myself and the genuine people that wanted justice for Mohbad. But personally, Very Dark Man apologizes to you today. I am sorry, Baba Mohbad. You know nothing. I am so sorry, Baba Mohbad. May God bless you. And I hope that this boy gets the justice that he deserves. And everything the media have ever said about you, I hope that God will clear your name. But for now, think about that. The person will bring money for burial. Now you still follow the WhatsApp group where they take remove the boy body. All in the name of saying they won't fight their ops. But they hide among that we want to investigate. But guess what? In every investigation they did, they all kept quiet and won't talk again. Until VDM started again, because VDM now have evidence. VDM now have a lot that he has not even posted yet. Anyways, I did for Edo State, as you all know. creating my speed breakers for my people. I don't want to hear that my people did die anyhow because of Dangote. I still don't see it. We still restricted movement for Dangote. We are creating speed breakers. We are putting road dividers, all those bends, all those corners. When trouble they come, we see them. That's where we put the heavy stones. Then we put a long flag so that the trailers can see it from afar, And today we are still going to wrap it. We want to create all the signals that we can to protect people. So I'm still in the state doing that to protect lives. And also I will urge the people in Kogi State to also summon the courage to do the same thing, because I heard that your people are also dying. Peace and love, man. Don't play. If you play, don't learn. I will learn the hard way. All right, so
that is all about that too. Uncle Yomi.
Yeah, what's it about? Right, tell about
There's nothing new.
Nothing. Like I said, whoever the president, the presidency, they have given order that the case should be harmonized and prosecution should follow. The only thing which I know certainly is that it is standard. See, president might give order. I want you know tomorrow. And when they meet stumbling block, they will have to report back. But of course, the major investigation, particularly in our own area, has not been looked into until we go there and officially, write a statement. I'm going to be taking that huge risk to go back there, and I'm going to be doing that. But I don't want us to start thinking the whole idea. Our clinical, to small clinical Davido, our clinical, packaging with it. Because until though it's not going to be easy, if Atikiniko drill, these guys, they have the money to block many things. But the fact remains that it might be again, which is another possibility. It might be another possibility that because they want to form Voltron in the industry. I control anything. It might not be connected to Davido. And it might be. It might not be, it might be. But in money, somebody powerful is involved. It could be Naramali. That's what I'm saying, that until the police are honest with the investigation, Umi, Adura spending and Darusha, which is coming very close. I'm going to get there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for removing sentiment and saying that. Because, personally, when you try to solve a murder case, like you said, you remove sentiment. Another thing is you create motive. Exactly. meaning that why will this person want this person dead?
Exactly.
Look, when somebody dies in the house, okay, and nobody knows anybody, you understand? Nobody is there. They just find a dead body. They come and ask people, even his family. They will say, "Why will somebody want this person dead?" That is the motive. That's the first thing. You cannot take a murder case to court without creating a motive first with the DA. So if you look at this, everybody that we've been suspended, and that's why we have problem in this J4M. That's why everybody is divided into groups, because we tend to support, we tend to form a fan of somebody involved instead of removing emotion and just being plain. We tend to support somebody. If you look at different groups, the groups that are supporting Wumi, they may be saying the same thing that Mr. Yomi Fabi is saying. The group that are supporting Baba Mohbad. Believe me, sir, I've been to their platform. They say the same thing that Mr. Yomi Fabi is saying. The same thing. And sometimes they even use the same words. But they will still turn around and insult Mr. Yomi Fabi. The so-called group that is involved with Yabo Ojo, they've insulted Baba. I've seen a lot of group here that also have insulted Baba, the same thing. No difference. And the reason why this is going on is because we have not sat down together to come and create motives. Why will somebody want Mohbad dead? Put the motive out there. Is it because of the child? Is it because of money? Is it, create that motive. Once we have a motive, then we can say, okay, this is the person that we are suspecting, because we cannot say somebody killed anybody. We are not there. And everybody that is making that claim has no backing to it.
May God bless you, man.
No backing to it. And if you don't have a backing, you're only defaming somebody's character when you accuse that person of murder. That's why what's that guy's name? The man that was arrested and yes, that's why he was locked up. Because he was making a claim without evidence. You don't make a claim without evidence. Okay? Now, back to what Mr. Yomi Fabi have just said. Removing sentiments. This same manager bullied him. It's out there. It's clear. And this same manager and Sam Larry are close. Both of them have the history of bullying this man, a grown man.
Chief,
yes, sir.
You know what I want us to do? What we're treating is homicide.
Yes, sir.
In as much that we're not supporting or approving bullying, if the bullying or the consequence of the previous bullying, no matter how deep or whatever it is, if it is not connected to work by Mohbad, we are still going to be falling into the trap by discussing bullying now.
Okay. No, I'm going somewhere, sir. I'm going somewhere. Our people say, Ajekela no, omokuleni. That's where I'm going. Okay? If I have a history of beating you to splendor and you die tomorrow, people will suspect me.
See, my brother, see, let's understand, let's get something straight. We're trying to remove the equation of we being deceived continuously.
Yes, sir.
We cannot be seeing the light and still be going into the darkness again. It is established. Samilari, at some point in the relationship Tony pẹ̀lú Mohbad, ó lọ confront ẹbí tó ti ń ṣiṣẹ́. Naira Marley has a motive to believe that he has been insulted or Mohbad infringed on his own fundamental right of agreement. What if the street is said to it is a possibility. But the fact remains that now, have we, in our honesty, having had how Mohbad died, is it connected to the 1-year bullying? Connect more. So if we put that aside, MRT Benyewa, ikuto pa Mohbad lawa.
Okay, but
are you what I'm saying? If Mohbad, this is it.
This is my line of thought. This is my line of thought.
Hold on, sir. Hold on. If what we are looking for, if we actually realize that Mohbad was sleeping in the house and he was shouting of body pain, or there was a cut on his body, or because they hit him with a stick 6 months ago, injury yellow one nurse, if it was that injury, it was nursing till he died, then we can bring forward any, because we are only talking about Samilari Naira Marley. What if there are other people that have even fought with him? the solicitor. What if
No, I'm just naming his common enemies.
You're not getting it, my brother.
Yeah, I do.
At the initial stage, it is possible to drop all those stuffs. This is investigation. Who has the proximity to buy this person and reasons and that, and how did the person die? We have to look at where did he die, how did he die.
Yep.
How he died is not connected to any bullying. There is no point trying to connect it to it. When the real cause of death is staring at you in the face, you are just trying to deceive the public. And that is what the police used the bullying to do. That's what I'm telling you, my brother. They refused to look at the primary cause of death, and they went to 17th cause of death. I want bala at online at social media. Tell your call about something. Mohbad. Prime boy. Dele. For glass. She bully lo cost your glass it for again. You should ask yourself if the cause of death untofifa treatment tofi gulabere is pe prime boy or glassy wall or soon odele or endu or nurse. How does that connect to bullying? When you are looking for the cause of death, my brother, as a detective, as an intelligent person. But for the police officers to now remove all that one and when to tie it to that incident is the highest level of deception, manipulation, and injustice. We are set. He has been bullied. We're not saying we're not going to be treating that. But if we are looking for work by him, and when we are looking for work by him, how did he buy? If how he buyed is what we are looking into, and this is the scenario the family and everybody gave to us, why Itoshe connect Naramali a year and a half ago? Naramali said, I saw him almost a year plus. Even the loss, that is injury, last is the one to involve Naramali, whatever it is. That means it's over a year. The injury is sustained on that day. If it is not connected to it, if you are looking for work by Mohbad, you remove that from the equation. You might bring it to 4. It might be suggested to you as a detective, as somebody who is looking for work by, but immediately you put your dots and you cross your T's and dots. This one cannot be. Even the Naramali saw him over a year plus, and the law says that any injury caused on anybody for a year and 1 day, and if that injury caused the death of that person, and it to inflict injury will be charged for murder. That means that if there is any injury caused on Mohbad, that injury must have healed up, and it's not even the cause of his death. Even it's over a year. They can't be held for it.
No, I'm not
Mr. Yomi, Chief, Mr. Yomi, please let me quickly submit this and maybe I can step aside again. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
When we are talking about bullying as related to what by Mohbad, Samilari, Naramali, all of them, they are actually been vindicated. Why did I say that? I wasn't there, and in as much as what all of us would have relied upon to have given us a clue came out as not useful, the autopsy. Now, government did the first autopsy. It was inconclusive. All right, that eliminated any finger being pointed at Naramali at that point. Now, the family, Baba Mohbad, actually pleaded with the court to enable them to do a private autopsy, which was actually granted. At the end of the day, the result of that autopsy was more disappointing than what the government actually did. It came out as unascertained. Now, where does Naramali bully or Samlari bully now can be actually be pictured into this issue now? So you will say that the only thing that will have pointed towards them will have been if there is something in that autopsy report that suggested or suggestive of maybe it was as a result of bullying or anything. But that doubt was cleared by the result of the autopsy. Now, you will see, Chief, and you will agree now that thinking about bullying or any other thing, we should actually put that one aside and let's face what Mr. Yomi is working upon right now. Vis-a-vis the investigation needs to be restarted. Naira Marley also suggested that everybody needs to be rearrested and maybe, questioned as appropriate. So this is the only option that we are having right now. If there is an eyewitness evidence, maybe that will now link either Samilari or Naira Marley, that will bring them back into the picture if they know anything, they knew anything about it. So these are the things that we need to consider now. So we should not actually, expend our energy. So we should not be expending our energy in saying they bully him. That was in the past for now. And that bullying is not actually what took this guy's life, because the event took place in his house, probably 11th or 12th. So further investigation will give us a clue. Or if Mohbad can come out and actually tell us now why the affidavit was sworn onto that Mohbad actually died or was murdered on the 11th and no longer 12th, because it baffles me a lot. As at the time he had the opportunity to actually discuss with VDM, he was still stating 12th of September. So let's just put all hands must be on deck. Let's wait for police to reinvestigate and tell us exactly what happened, because what we will have relied upon, which is the autopsy, did not help us in any way. The one from the government, which is fair, and the one from the family, I don't want to use an adjective to qualify that one. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Kofi. Thank you, Chief. Like said,
a lot has happened on Justice for Mohbad. And, when you take time to process it, when you take time to look into it, when you take time to profile it, it gives this scary feel. I'm sure many of you must have asked yourselves, to what end? We are talking about money here. Money. Money. Royalties that have been accrued. Money accrued from Mohbad's stream after its demise. But so Naira Marley came out and said a lot of things, and he pointed towards the direction of Cynthia, that is Wunmi, and he even made us know what we know. What we've known, how Mohbad handed over his life to Wunmi and a family. How they were in charge of Mohbad's money. According to the driver who drove them, the driver said they had some argument about money here and there, back and forth. They had their talks here and there. And you know how these things are. They had their talks. They had all their back and forth. And Cynthia said, oh, what about the days I loaned money from my mother? I brought the money from my mother to you, 200K, and now you are beginning to shine. And also talks about, why did you put that cloth on my head, the one I said you should not put on my head? So it means Mohbad and Cynthia somehow must have embarked on some spiritual journey. Let me put it that way. Some might say fetish. Like, don't worry, we will help you. We will take you to places. You will shine. Your glory will shine. Leave Naira Marley. Probably because they felt they were not getting what they want. Because Naira Marley is kind of like cautioning Mohbad. Now, Mohbad is either under a spell or it's just a weak person. Now, we are not saying Mohbad is a saint. There are certain things he probably didn't do right like any one of us, or things that he consciously did not do right. But he's no longer with us here. Are there lessons to be learned? And the way Mohbad's demise affected a lot of people, it brought them together. It made them want to press for justice for him. It's not something that is common. Maybe due to the way he was buried, and people saw the coffin, they're like, oh, and people started listening to his songs, the lyrics, and they are like, wow, such a great mind. And people got upset. Now, Yabo Joe also was part of those with Chisles Lover. They were part of those who sparked the fire, the flames of justice for Cynthia. Let me put it that way, even though it's not really justice for Cynthia. What I mean is that they were not rooting for Mohbad. They pretended as if it was justice for Mohbad, but they had their own personal mission. That mission did not fulfill itself. They wanted to knock down someone that they felt should go down. Even though, till today, they've not been able to prove the allegation against Mohbad's former record label boss, Naira Marley. About the bullying, Mohbad maybe fought back, just like any group of young guys who are into hard substance, singing immoral songs and living life on the edge of the precipice. Definitely, this is what you will find. You will find such that we are dealing with. You will find it there. So, it wasn't as if Mohbad was also a saint, but then, is there any action that he took that could have caused his demise? Or who were those that joined hands together? Now, if you trace all of this back, you will hear the part where Mohbad's father said, yeah, his father already saw that he was going to RIP. They asked me to bring Mohbad's club. I couldn't give to Mohbad's father because of the woman that is with Mohbad's father. I don't trust her. Mohbad is my son. It was the father that kicked me out of the life of my children. I struggled, I pressed to be in their life. He refused. He did this. We all know the story. We cannot choose and pick. We have to bring everything together because there are lessons to be learned. We can't choose and pick. There are a lot and a lot of lessons to be learned from this act. Also, Mohbad, he has his own share of it. He's not alive. We are alive to learn from it. He has his own share. There are there are roles that he played in his demise. Roles that he played. Now, some say, let us keep everything on juju, that Mohbad was bewitched. That's why he couldn't think things through. Well, It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. But with Naira Marley coming out to talk, saying he wants to play his own part of what happened, of what transpired, of what he knows, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And he has brought forward timestamp conversation, and he talked about money that disappeared, money that he claimed Mohbad took. People ask, okay, where is the money? Where is the money? Obviously, he goes to club, he enjoys himself, he eats, he has Cynthia. They say, where is the money? Maybe that money could be tracked to Cynthia's mom's account. They say, where is the money? When you live a fast life, $70,000 is nothing. They say, where's the money? What did they use it for? Is it a lie? Well, I guess more of this will be presented. Some are like, no, do not let us listen to Naira Marley. The thing is, regardless of what you want to hear or what you don't want to hear, if you do not have proof, evidence that points to the direct or indirect connection to the demise of Mohbad and Naira Marley, it's not going to work. There was a time he said Mohbad came in and there was a fight, and Mohbad wanted to change his manager and he had instructed them, leave him alone, let him go. There was a time he also said, are you thinking that others will fold their hands if Mohbad comes and is drunk or is tipsy or is angry and wants to fight them? So if you listen to what our guest said, there are a lot of things combined together that could have resulted to the demise of Mohbad.